We go.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and joining us for our webinar on understanding postural control in children. On behalf of Anshu Center, I, Dr. Vitika Rai, a neurophysiotherapist, would like to warmly welcome you all. We are delighted to have parents, caregivers, educators, therapists, and professionals joining us today. I'm sure this session is going to be both insightful and informative. At Anshu Center, we are excited to host a series of educational webinars and discussions every Saturday, led by therapists from various domains. These sessions are designed to provide practical knowledge, increase awareness, and help parents and caregivers better understand and support their child's developmental journey. For those who are joining us for the first time, let me tell you a little about Anshu Center. Anshu is an adult and child development center and an extension of Kasturba Health Sciences Medical Research Center. It's located in Vile Parle West, Mumbai. We provide early intervention services to children with neurodevelopmental delays, sensory processing difficulties, learning disabilities, autism, and children with autism requiring emotional and behavioral support. We cater to all age groups from infants to the geriatric population. Our team consists of qualified therapists such as occupational therapists, physiotherapists, medical professionals, speech and language pathologists, clinical psychologists, nutritionists, special educators, and more. At Anshu, we provide various services including adult and pediatric physiotherapy, occupational therapy, feeding therapy, speech therapy, counseling, and mental health care. Anshu strongly believes in building a strong community where people are healthy, supported, and empowered. Our vision has always been to excel in service, expand in love, and advance in knowledge. It is now my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today's session, Dr. Spurti Shriyan. Dr. Spurti is a skilled and dedicated pediatric physiotherapist at Anshu Center with experience in working with children with diverse developmental needs through her clinical expertise and child centered approach. She helps children improve their functional abilities and participation in everyday activities. Today, she will be guiding us through an important topic understanding postural control in children. Postural control plays a crucial role in a child's balance, coordination, attention, learning, and participation in daily activities. And we look forward to learning more from her. Today's webinar will include an informative presentation followed by a question and answer session where all the participants will have the opportunity to ask the questions and clarify their doubts. We request everyone to kindly keep themselves on mute during the session for its smooth conduct. You may post your questions in the chat box and we will address them during the Q&A segment. Without further delay, let us warmly welcome Dr. Spurti Shriyan and hand over the session to her.
Thank you, Dr. Vitika. Thank you for this beautiful introduction. So, let me just share my screen first and then we'll go ahead with the presentation. I hope the screen, I've shared the screen. I hope it's visible to everybody. Vaibhavi, Aisha, is it visible to you guys?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, so let's start the presentation. So I also have a cute friend of mine here. She is Binny. So for some exercises, to show some exercises, she'll be helping us. So hi, Binny is also saying hi to everybody. So today's topic for presentation is understanding postural control in children. So it's a very crucial and important topic, not only for the neurodivergent children in our center, but also for typically growing kids. So let us understand what is postural control. So these are some objectives on which we are going to discuss. So let's start. So postural control is the ability to maintain body position, stability, and orientation during static and dynamic activities. It depends on sensory input, motor output, and central nervous processing. It is also the ability to balance body's center of mass by coordinating muscle response to maintain or achieve a stable position. In children, postural control develops from basic static balance in infancy to complex dynamic control for tasks like walking, running, and playing. So here also, if we see Binny, so even if Binny has to sit, she has to have that control, her sense of body, ki where I have to sit, how I have to sit, and how I have to control myself while sitting position. So this is where postural control plays a role. So, when we talk about postural control, how does our body control ourselves in certain positions, be it sitting, be it standing, be it moving? So, there are three main, very important components about postural control. First is the visual, second is vestibular system, three systems actually: visual system, vestibular system, and the somatosensory or proprioceptive system. So, the first system that we would see is the visual system. So, what does the visual system include? Eyes and vision. What does it provide? It provides information about the environment where the body is in this space and how the objects are moving. Role of visual system involves maintaining orientation and balance, supports judgment of distance, speed, and direction, helps maintain eye, head, body alignment. Next is the vestibular system, which involves our inner ear balance system. It detects the movement of the head and changes in the position. So, for example, sitting, moving forward, backward, sitting up, sitting down, spinning, tilting. The role of vestibular system involves helps maintain balance, body stability, supports alignment of posture during movement, helps child stay upright against the gravity. Third is the proprioceptive system or the body awareness system, provides information about body position, movement, and effort from muscle, joints, tendons, and skin. Its role, it helps the body know where it is in space, supports muscle tone, helps in planning and grading movements, important for core strength and postural alignment. So these are the very important three systems involved in postural control. So when these three work together, it provides better balance, posture, and posture coordination and movement. So for example, let us take an example of catching and throwing a ball. So if you have to catch or throw a ball, for example, you are holding the ball, you have to stand, you have to your visual system will see ki the front person, where is the person, how far I have to throw the ball, is the ball in my hand properly, I've holded the ball properly, how I have to move, where your vestibular system comes in point. When you move, when you throw the ball, the distance, how fast and how slow I should throw the ball, this is where a proprioceptive system comes in picture. So this is how your systems are involved, and this is how your posture control comes in picture with the help of all these systems. Now we have to also see what happens when this system is weak. So in neurodivergent kids, all these systems are usually involved and weak. So what happens when you have a visual system weak? It You might have poor balance, you bump into things, you become very clumsy, difficulty judging distance or depth, trouble in busy or moving environments, affects reading, copying from the board, and handwriting for our kids. For when it comes to vestibular system, if the vestibular system is weak, we see clumsiness, seeks or avoids movement. That means spinning, swinging, dizzy easily, fear of heights or movement. When we come to proprioceptive system, the child might appear floppy, uncoordinated, uses too much or little force, poor posture, leans on furniture, on people, difficulty in motor planning and body awareness. So other than these are the most important systems. Other than this are our motor system that involves the muscular strength, tone, and endurance. The motor system is the foundation of fine motor and gross motor skills. So when we see a body as a whole, if the body seeks stimulus, it also reacts to it. So that is where, if your sensory system is seeking the impulse, the motor system helps to produce the output for it. So now the motor system is very important. It's the foundation for fine motor and gross motor skills. For example, hand-eye movement, handwriting, significantly improving when the child is able to sit in the chair. Running, jumping, climbing, where dynamic postural control is involved. So it is this is where the motor system is involved. Next is the static and dynamic balance. So static and dynamic balance involves the child's ability to balance in a static, that is in a single in a static position, that is in the statue position, I can say, and dynamic is in the moving position. So good static and dynamic control balance allows children to move and interact with their environment with ease and independence. Developing both type of balance is a fundamental aspect of motor development, leading to improved overall coordination and mobility. Strong balance skills help protect child from injuries, especially in activities involving cutting, jumping, landing from jumps, running, jumping, landing from jumps. Now, as the child masters balance, they can shift their attention to other aspects of tasks, such as learning a new skill, playing a game, instead of solely focusing to stay upright. So, balance is also a very important part of postural control. Next is the anticipatory, that is feed forward, and reactive control, which is also very important when postural control develops. So, if you see from a child to to an adult, this anticipatory and reactive control develops from infancy. So the anticipatory postural adjustments occur before a voluntary or potentially destabilizing movement is executed. So for example, as I said, for catching, throwing of a ball. So how will your body stand before throwing a ball is your anticipatory control. And how will you throw a ball? You threw the ball is the reactive control. So let's see how anticipatory control works. It uses feed forward mechanisms to activate muscles in the trunk and legs in advance, shifting the center of pressure to stabilize the body before the movement happens. Now, for example, preparing to lift a heavy backpack, bracing to catch a ball, or shifting weight before stepping onto a moving swing. So this anticipatory control usually appears early, around the age of 4, by ability to perfectly coordinate them with the movement takes years to fully mature, which is why young children can sometimes seem clumsy. That is how the child develops from the infancy. Second is the reactive postural control. Reactive postural control is initiated after an unexpected balance disturbance such as slip, trip, or a external push. How it works it relies on sensory feedback, that is vision, vestibular, and proprioception. This is where your our systems come involved. That is why these systems help the child develop. So first that is the child develops the reactive control. Then after giving giving a reactive control, giving a reaction, it starts understanding how to give an anticipatory control to it. Uh, to detect instability. The nervous system then triggers rapid involuntary muscle contractions to regain stability. Now, examples are for this is adjusting foot when pushed in crowd, using an ankle hip strategy to keep from falling in an icy patch, or extending out arms outwards after a sudden trip. So, when we see its development, reactive mechanisms are present from infancy and develop rapidly, making them more consistently reliable than anticipatory processes in young children. So, mastering both control systems is the foundation part of childhood motor development. Now, next, these are the components of our postural control. Very important. Next, let's see how postural control develops from infancy till adulthood. So, infancy. So, what do we see in infancy? That is from 0 to 18 months. Infancy and toddlerhood both. Infants possesses basic postural adjustments to stabilize their body. So, this starts from your head lifting. So from a neck control to a control to your shoulder, trunk, to your arms, to your hands, and then the child starts developing like head lifting. Head control is the first building block of all the future movements. Next comes the trunk stability. The child starts developing strength in the neck, shoulders, trunk. Then the child develops independent setting and mobility, developing to the moving forward to balance while moving and reaching. So this is what you see in infancy till toddlerhood. Next is early childhood. The child now, as this basic postural adjustment the child has learned, next step is the child begins to develop the ability to adapt their posture to changing environmental demands. So as the child is able to sit now, is able to stand and move, so the child will start moving around and taking things and exploring things. Next is middle childhood. The postural control continues to refine, with strategies becoming more automatic and less resilient on conscious effort. So if you the child wants to take a glass of water, he will not think or move slowly and then go ahead. The child will understand that the child will be able to get up, move, and go and complete his work and come back. Next is adolescence. Yes, this is where you see the adult-like form of postural adaptation and control typically emerges. Now, this is how the development of postural control comes from infancy till adulthood. Next is, now let's see the postural control across neurodivergent conditions. That is children that we see usually in our setup. So the first is autism spectrum disorder. So what happens when there is poor postural control in ASD children? So there is poor balance and coordination. There is awkward movements and clumsiness. Yes, because in neurodivergent kids, the visual, vestibular, and proprioceptive systems are involved, due to which you see all these uh, effects. So low muscle tone, rigidity affects stability, seeks movement, and fatigues easily. This is, and how does it impact to our daily life? It affects its difficulties in play, sports, and peer interaction, challenges in attention and self-regulation, affects learning, handwriting, and school classroom participation. Next comes is our attention ADHD children. So poor postural control is gives fidgety and constant moving. You see ADHD kids constantly moving, fidgeting, poor postural control or slouch sitting, difficulty with motor planning or coordination, low tolerance for seated task, easily distracted. Now, because of all these effects, we see there is reduced attention and on-task behavior. There's difficulty in academic task and handwriting, and there's difficulty in challenges in following routines and instructions. And children with sensory integrative dysfunction, we see there is over responsiveness or under responsiveness, there is poor balance and motor coordination, difficulties in body awareness, seeks or avoids certain positions and movements, poor guarding of movement. And due to this, there is affection in play, learning, social participation again, challenges in dressing, eating, and daily routines, emotional dysregulation and frustration. Now, when it comes to cerebral palsy kids, we see poor head, trunk, and sitting control, impaired balance and mobility, muscle weakness or muscle stiffness or weakness affects posture, limited functional movement, high risk of secondary problems like pain, contractures, due to which they face difficulty in sitting, standing, walking, and transitions, dependency in daily activities, challenges in communication, feeding, and self care. uh, Now we saw this in neurodivergent kids. Now these are the after effects that we see when the child has attained poor postural control, or the postural control is affected. Now if our parents have been joining this session, so for them to understand before like early identification, I have also put some red flags or signs that might tell you that the child is going towards poor postural control. Let me just show you. Yes. So this is a chart where I have mentioned age-wise red flags in postural development, like from 0 to 3 months, if the child is not able to lift his head and or reach lift his head up. 3 to 6 months, where you see the child is not able to hold his head steady, is not able to push on in his arm and come up. For 6 to 12 months, the child is not able to sit with or without support, is not able to sit without support. 12 to 24 months, your child is not able to get up, not able to even hold and get up and stand or move forward. And 2 to 3 months, 2 to 3 years, the child is not able to have proper balance, has difficulty running, jumping, even walking, avoids playground activities, fatigues quickly, poor posture. So these are all. Now also we have to understand it depends from child to child. Some children's, if there is any neurological involvement since birth, you will see the child from some starting, you will see the child is not able to do is not able to move his limbs, upper limbs or lower limbs, and not able to even lift his head up. Or also just a normal typically growing child but still has is very clumsy, is not able to stand properly, is leaning around, leaning towards the furniture. So these are all the signs that shows that there is poor postural development. Also in daily activities, what the parents can observe is cannot sit upright when without support, avoids physical play, likes to sit at one place, use screen a lot, poor hand control, not able to hold a pencil in his hand, not able to write properly, becomes very over responsive towards movement or under responsive, doesn't want to move a lot or wants to move a lot, that he not doesn't want to sit at one place, difficulties focusing during sitting activities, difficulties in dressing and zipping, suppose. So these are the few red flags which the parents can keep in mind and while they see their child develop from the childhood till the adulthood. So let me just proceed further. Okay, these are some red flags. Now, these are for the therapist, some basic when the child comes to our centers, these are some basic assessment tools that we can use to assess the child's postural control. Now, there are some evidence-based uh, interventions that a therapist, a physiotherapist, or occupational therapist can use during their sessions. So, first is the task-oriented balancing training. So, they can use obstacle course, balance games during ADLs, and now, why do we do task oriented balance training? Is to improve balance, gross motor function, daily activity participation in children with neurological and developmental conditions. Next is core strengthening, which involves lot of bridging, crunches, lot of core activities, balancing on the ball, sitting on the ball. If Binny is here, Binny, we can make her sit on the ball. We can make her sit on the pillow. Try to move her from right to left, forward to backward to make her to activate her core muscles. Next is sensory enriched activities, which involves balance board training. You can make the child stand on the ball and you can give them reach outs, move forward, take this activity. You can give them heavy work activities. They have to constantly jump a lot. They have to climb the wedges or a stoop ladder and or a swing, sorry, or a slide, something like that. So sensory, why are we giving sensory rich activities is when it is seek to give which it can improve postural responses, body awareness, and participation in functional tasks. Exergaming, martial arts, and yoga, yes. So in yoga, you can use yoga balance poses. You can use Tai Chi inspired movements. We Fit Balance. It's an online program which is We Fit Balance games, yoga balancing. You can give animal yoga poses. So when we give balanced, focused activity interventions and engaging, it engages movement and enhances postural control, coordination, and participation when incorporated into therapy. Hippotherapy and aquatherapy is like hippotherapy is involved where there is a hippo or an animal on which the child is sitting. So this is when if she's sitting on a hippo, she has to move forward, she has to move backward, she has to reach out towards activities. In aquatic therapy, the child can walk inside the water, it can move inside the water, can learn swimming, like can do aquatic exercises, which involves a lot of Badragas activities, hallmark activities. These are the various exercises that we do in aquatic therapy. So this can be done. Next is this is usually a lot of therapist based activities that I've taught, that I've said, but parents can also do some activities at home. So I have also mentioned some exercises that parents or caregivers can use at home. So let me just, this is the basic activities. I'll show you a chart. Yes, so these are some activities. These are some activities that caregivers can use in while,
Spurti,
yes.
we are not able to see the video.
Okay, you're not able to see the picture.
No.
Okay, screen. Okay, it has paused. Just a minute. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Now are you able to see?
We are able to see the slide.
वापस pause हुआ. Just the photo is not visible, I suppose. इधर ओपन करके रखा है, ओपन नहीं हो रहा है. पॉज हो रहा है, ओपन करते ही पॉज हो रहा है. Yeah, now is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, sorry, again it has paused. This was the other one. 1 minute. Huh? Yeah, is it visible now?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Thank you. So these are some strategies or exercises parents can use to improve postural control in children. So as I mentioned, co-sending activities. So you can give animal walks, wheelbarrow, plank, bridging. So also you can just make the child sit on the ball at home. Sit on the, if the ball is not available, you can just make the child sit on the pillow and just simply just move them forward, backward, sides, like that, to improve their core strength. Next is your balance activities. You can make them stand on a make them do single leg standing. You can just draw a line and you can just make them walk on it. Next is vestibular activities. You can take them to the park. You can give them a lot of swinging activities. You can do that. Next is proprioceptive. You can also make them push or pull on, make them do push-ups on the wall. Pulling a rope, you can play tug of war with them. Carrying your school bags, your water bottles, heavy water bottles. You can do climbing activities. You can, if there is a ladder or something at the garden, you can make them do climbing or rock climbing activities. Crawling through the tunnels, pushing up the laundry basket. Visual motor activities involves catching and throwing a ball, beanbag, tossing the bean bags, juggling activities we can do. Uh, Next is the functional activities that you can do home, give out them homely activities. They can do their own work independently, like that is dressing up independently, climbing stairs, playing on the ground, carrying school bag correctly, helping them with household chores and everything, like sweeping, arranging, folding of the clothes. That you can just, for example, folding of the clothes, you can just make them sit in a place. You can give them clothes, you can just sit, and or you can keep make them sit on the table and a chair and keep the clothes in front of them so that they can reach properly. They can just fold and just keep it. Now postural and endurance activities also you can give. So I have mentioned, we can do this kind of activities. If the parents are there, they can take a screenshot or something, and they can just make them do all these activities, that is tree pose, cobra pose, and cat and camel, dogwood pose. Activities like I have mentioned some specific activities for our kids with ADHD. So kids with ADHD need movement, so they have that seeking of movements. So if even if you are giving them some in between movement breaks, so if they're sitting, you have to give them an activity, let them do it for 10-20 minutes, and then again get up and move around and then again come back. You can also give them jumping jacks, marching, animal walks. You can give them dynamic sitting, that is on therapy, on the therapy ball or a wobble cushion. activities for autism and SID, again, obstacle courses, sensory motor circuits, imitation games, visual schedules you can give them. Activities for cerebral palsy, supported sitting, reaching in different directions, weight shifting, sit to stand practice, reaching and placing objects. Also, you can keep a daily home routine for them, that is for 10 to 15 minutes. This can be used as a daily home routine, like 2 to 3 minutes of warm-up exercises. Then you can give them core activities like animal walks, planks, bridging, then balance activities, line walking, single line balance. Then you can give some sensory motor activities, that is swinging, heavy work, and then last mate deep breathing and yoga as a cool down exercise. If you can follow this kind of a circuit training, or if you can follow this routine at home, even 5 15 to 10 minutes of exercises for them is very crucial and very important. It helps them improve their postural control and furthermore improve their like, their performance in any kind of activities, be it school activities, be it playing activities, being any kind of activities. Okay, so yes, so these are some activities which we can, exercises which we can do for to improve postural control. So these are some takeaway notes. So this is a summary of the presentation that I have made. So postural control is the foundation of movement, learning, participation, and independence in children. It relies on the integration of three key sensory systems: the vestibular, visual, proprioceptive systems, which work together to maintain balance, body alignment, and stability during play activities. Difficulties in postural control can affect a child's attention, coordination, handwriting, playing skills, and academic performance. Early identification of postural control difficulties through observation of developmental milestones and functional performance allows timely intervention. Parents, teachers, and therapists play a vital role in supporting postural development through movement rich active experiences and meaningful daily activities. Strong postural control contributes to improved balance, attention, coordination, participation, confidence, and overall quality of life by creating opportunities for movement, exploration, and active play. We can help children build the foundation they need for successful participation at home, school, and in the community. So, postural control is not just about sitting or standing upright, it is a foundation upon which children learn, move, play, and thrive. This is an end quote for my today's presentation. Movement is the foundation of learning. When children develop strong postural control, they gain the stability need to explore, participate, learn, and achieve their fullest potential. So this is all. Thank you so much. These are some references you can want to go through. Yes, thank you. Any questions so far? If you have any questions, you can just ask me.
Thank you, Dr. Spurti, for that amazing presentation. As we come to the end of today's webinar on understanding and using, understanding postural control in children, I'd like to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks to everyone who joined us today. A special thank you to Dr. Spurti for sharing her valuable knowledge and practical insights in such a simple and engaging manner. We truly appreciate her time and effort in making this session meaningful for all of us. I would also like to give a big thank you to everyone who joined us today. A sincere thank you to the entire team at Anshu Therapy and Research Center for organizing and supporting this webinar series with the aim of spreading awareness and empowering families and professionals. We hope today's session provided useful insights that you can apply in your daily interactions with children. Thank you once again for being a part of today's session. We look forward to seeing you in our upcoming webinars. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you, Spurti.
Thank you.